Hi everyone, so if you've been a follower of my channel for a while, you'll know I struggle a little with my skin. My problem areas are my chin, I break out a bit there, the sides of my nose. Then I get eczema from time to time on my forehead, so I suppose basically my problem area is my whole face. But look, it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to show you today how I conceal the issues in case you want to do the same. The first thing I'm doing is going in with a primer. I'm using the Elemis Flash Balm today, and with the products that I apply after this, you're not going to see the illuminating feature of this product. But if I went in with a matte primer, matte foundation, matte powder, it would dry the living bejesus out of my skin and the product just wouldn't really sit well. I love using this particular product in conjunction with the foundation that I'm using next because the primer kind of gives a bit of a slip to the skin and it helps the foundation blend better, I think. My foundation of choice is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation, and if you're a fan of full coverage, this is the product for you. With this foundation, I find it's best to work in sections because the product sets quite quickly. So I've started with my chin, I've applied a couple of dots, and now I'm just patting the product into the skin and blending it out with my foundation brush. As I mentioned, this is a full coverage foundation, and as you can see, it's covered my blemishes really well. It's a matte finish, which I love. Not one for those of you out there with dry skin though, as I find it clings to dry patches. My eczema has faded considerably, so I've just kind of got pigmentation there now, but it did cling to my forehead and areas of dryness around my nose before, so it's more suited to those of you out there with normal or oily skin. I'm just finishing up with the foundation now. I used 2 pumps and that gave me the coverage that I wanted. Then I'm going in with a concealer. The one that I'm using is one out of this colour correcting / concealer wheel by Wet n Wild. Honestly, with the coverage that this foundation gives, it's not entirely necessary. I suppose I further concealed my blemishes more so out of comfort and routine than anything else. But anyway, next I'm going in with a liquid concealer. My under eye area is a little dehydrated at the moment, so I didn't want to go in with a full coverage concealer. This is a lovely concealer if you want a light to medium coverage and a nice dewy finish. Now I'm setting everything in place so that it doesn't budge, and to do this I'm using the Makeup Forever powder foundation, which is going to give me some more coverage as well. You'll notice this is considerably lighter than the foundation. My only problem with the All Nighter foundation is that it oxidizes considerably more than other foundations I've tried, so I'm using a lighter powder to kind of cancel that out. Brush wise, I'm using this flat topped one to really press the product into the skin, and this type of brush is going to give better coverage than, let's say, a big fluffy powder brush. I figured I'd finish off the rest of my base routine, so to contour I'm using this gorgeous set from YSL. You literally have to swipe your brush back and forth a couple of times over your face and you're done. It's just an absolute dream to use. Then for blush, I'm using this one from Inglot. And this routine is pretty much high end, so if you'd like to see my affordable version, do let me know. To highlight the skin, I'm using the Candlelight Glow Duo by Too Faced, and I'm using the lighter of these 2 shades to highlight my face. I lay down the colour where I want first, and then just so that it's not a huge, harsh, shiny line on my face, I use little buffing motions with my brush to soften the edges. Little's the key word there. I'm not using huge sweeping motions because I don't want to blend it out too much and have my head literally glowing. I really just want to focus on the tops of my cheeks and slightly above the brow. I'm going back in now with a small amount of powder and I'm just brushing it under the cheeks to define them further. Then to set everything in place, I'm just using a setting spray. This is one of my favourites. It locks the makeup in for the entire day. I was a little worried the first time I used it because I looked like I'd ran a marathon, but it dries in and the skin looks flawless when it does. I quickly finished off the rest of my face and then that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.